Hello everybody, hold on to make sure this is recording. And it is. Welcome back to Uncle Ben's Cars and Games. Now this is a little weird. I'm holding the camera at my face here because I don't have my mount with me. This is going to be a bit of a different episode, a bit of a one-take special kind of episode here. I apologize if there's some wind noise. I'm filming outside today. But we are filming some of Felicity today, as you can see. Now, this is my car. I've discussed it many times on the channel here. Let me just get some frame adjustment. And yeah, this is the whip as it stands. And I've done a review video. I posted it, and that was the car bone stock. So I finally have taken the time here. I apologize, it's not clean, but this is one of the only days I'm going to be able to record this. And I decided to give you guys an update video here, see where it's at before I continue the build here, and get some further detailed shots. There's some other potential larger stuff that could be coming to the vehicle part-wise in the next little while. So I believe I already mentioned before, but I ordered an intake. But let's change the camera back to me here. Apologize if the framing's bad too. But there's some like really big stuff that could be happening to it, dependent on whether or not I purchase some products that some people are trying to sell me. I'll give you guys some updates with that on probably my next vlog here next week. But for this week at least, we're going to be focusing here on my girl Felicity, and this is going to be the video probably coming up this weekend sometime. October, I guess it'd be 17th, 18th kind of time, depending on. I've got some assignments to do and I work all weekend, so I'll try to get the video edited and put together here in time. But I'm just going to give you guys an update video here with the car as it stands, so every time I get a new part now I can just show you the one part and I don't have to keep showing you bits of it as it continues here. So without further ado, let's get going. Now we'll just start by going over some of the changes. As I mentioned in the video, it had winter tires on, and the original rims were plastic black. As you can probably see if you've seen my original video, these are not the original rims. These are 17-inch 2011 Ford Focus rims from the, I believe it was SES trim, but you could get it on any trim. I think it was kind of like a blacktop pack, one of the first blacktop packages, so to speak. It's basically, it would black out the housings on the lights of the 2011s, the Mark II Focuses, and change a couple other bits. But it was basically, it's off the generation after this. They were 17-inch rims, and they're 15 spoke. So in my opinion, a lot better looking than my original rims. And these were originally finished in a brushed gray finish by Ford. So they were painted over aluminum with brushed gray. They're now plasti dipped black as well. The dip, unfortunately, already peeling, because I kind of speed painted them in some of the spots. You can see it's already starting to peel. I already kind of speed painted them. I was in a hurry to get them on because my old tires were so far gone. But yeah, so those are kind of peeling already. I'm going to re-dip them. Winter's coming in my area here, so I'm going to be getting my original rims back on it anyways. Another reason why I wanted to get this filmed soon. So it's kind of irrelevant right now, but I'm going to repaint them over the winter. I'm probably going to try to get the clear coat torn off so it's just bare aluminum when I paint them next, so it should be able to stick better. That's why it's flaking off at the moment, is the fact that it's got that clear coat. But let's go through some of the parts I've done to it here. So those, like I said, 17-inch Ford Focus rims, and they're wrapped in two 1545 R17s, of course. Cooper tire, so they're Cooper Xeon RS3As. So they're a performance all-season tire, not performance summer tire, which is a little different. They do incredibly well in the rain. They hook really well, and they're rated all the way to go down to 0 degrees before they start becoming a problem. So that's what made me go with these ones, is I could run them a little bit closer to the winter. And since ideally this is going to become a winter car eventually, it kind of made more sense for me. So that's why I went with these rims here. As you can see though, that's why I ended up going with these. But they're all season, so they're probably not as grippy track-wise and things like that. But as you guys know, it's not the idea with this car. It's more of a economy vehicle that can do some fun stuff. And yeah, so that's the first part. We'll go with that. Let's do some stuff that we can do while the car's shut off here before I turn it over and show you guys some other parts. So another thing it's running here is it's running window tint now. I'm running 35% front and 5% rear window tint. So limo tint on the rear windows and 35% tint on the front windows. Now I did this limo tint on the rear because it looks great and cuts a lot of light and heat out of the car, which is awesome. 35 on the fronts because in Ontario it's technically illegal to tint your windows. But generally speaking, the rule of thumb is you can easily get away with it down to 35% because that's what a lot of manufacturers do at dealerships anyways, so police won't really bug you for it because every car has this kind of tint on the front window here. It gets pretty hot in our summers too. But If I went dark, I could probably get away with going darker. I just didn't want to risk it. I'm probably going to end up going darker in all honesty with my next car, probably 20% or so, because I know people that do 20 and it's pretty easy to get away with. But besides the point, looks really good. Really hard to get a framing. The tint doesn't look great right now because I have the windows cracked half down. I did this in order to try to get kind of a framing for frame of reference, but it really just doesn't even look tinted now. This is also, keep in mind, the sunniest point in the day, so this is basically the most you'll ever see through my windows. And now you can kind of see from this frame here that when the windows are up, you really don't get a lot of light through, and the only light you're getting right now is because the other side's windows are up. Like, just for you guys here for frame of reference, I'm going to put all the windows up here so you can see how dark the car gets, because I also have the moonroof open right now, so there's a lot of light coming into the car. So let's just get the light out of here. And I also apologize if the mic doesn't sound clear and stuff. I really don't know how great this is. I mic checked it, so it shouldn't be horrible for quality, but I apologize if it seems like that. So we'll go opposite to the sun, and this is about the darkest it's going to get, but in the middle of the day, that is. But as you can see now, you really can't see. You can see through my front windows pretty easily when it's sunny out like this. You can see into the car. You can see out of the car perfectly in the day, but at night it becomes pretty difficult to see through those front windows. You got to get fairly close, and I did that, the 35-2, for police's sake. If they ever did pull me over at night or something, they would feel comfortable coming up to my car because you can still see through the windows from a couple feet away. The reason you can't limo tint, obviously, is if you go up to my rear windows, as you can see, even though it's the middle of the day, you can go right up to the glass and you really can just see reflections. You can't see anything inside the car unless you're on the right angle, and it's very bright out. It's so dark that I actually can't see out the back windows at night. I can only make out basic shapes. If it's something lit, I can see it, but if it's not lit up, I really can't see it at night. And that's really exemplified in my rear window tint, which makes it basically impossible to back up at night, unfortunately. But you can see here, it's just solid black. Like, it really looks awesome for the look I'm going for with this car, but very impractical. Which is why I would definitely never limo tint my front windows. I think I wouldn't mind doing it darker for sure, like I'd said, but I definitely would never limo tint them. So that's the first part there. We'll go over the window tints. That's, as I'd said, I think it actually adds a really nice look as you look at the whole shape of the car, keeping the theme that I mentioned. I think I've mentioned before, I went for a blacked out theme. My exhaust tip is really the only thing that's not black on this car. So kind of keeping my theme going. I mentioned before too, in the first video, it's debadged, still debadged. As you can see, focus and trim level logos are all gone. As you can see, I also removed and painted over the Ford logos. That's just plastic flat black now, just to keep that darker theme going is why I went with that. Let's see here. I also did that on this front logo here. See, my whole grille is painted black now too. The word chrome, Ford was all written in chrome, so that's why I got rid of that. As you can see too, I also have new head and taillights you've seen throughout the video already. These are from Car ID, and they are, I believe, Spec D was the performance company name, projector headlamps with angel eyes. So they plug in with an adapter to the original lighting. The angel eyes had to be custom wired in, but other than that, the headlights all were plug and play, very simple. The turn signals in this lighting setup is actually the exact same turn signals from the original lights. You just pull the bulbs and swap them. So I've got those, and I've got as well from Car ID, I believe they were also Spec D taillights here. And these are LEDs. These need to be converted with resistors and things like that, so this is a little bit of wiring required. The reverse lights as well can be plugged right in. I have LED ones that I've switched to now, so they look a little bit nicer, but yeah, that's a thing. And they look really good. I'll give you guys a shot of it, but as you can see too, with the way that Ford stacks the taillights, how they have them sitting high up on this generation of Focus, it looks really good on the hatchbacks because it kind of keeps the black theme and wraps all the way around the side of the car. So it's blue roof, blue bottom, but then kind of the middle is black, which I really like the look of. So as you can kind of see there, that's kind of the idea of that. And I'll throw the lights on for you guys so you can see the frame of reference what they look like. And I'll get the ignition on too, so I can put it in reverse and then show you guys my reverse lights, which do look a lot better at night. But if you follow my Instagram account, at zoom_till_death, little plug there, you can get a good shot of my lights at night. I've taken and posted quite a few. So these are my headlights here, as you can see. And it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but those are my turn signals there. And my side markers are still there, so don't worry, it is still easy for traffic to see me from the side and to see me from straight on. Because as you can see, since the housing here, you can get these in chrome, but I have the housing finished in black. That's the other option. It's basically impossible to see these turn signals from the side of the car, which is why I have those side markers. And as you can see, projector lights, so circular bulb, looks like a much more modern look for sure for the car, and those angel eyes that I think just look incredible. Nice lighter blue surround, and if you can't really see it in the day, but at night, these top bars here, right up here, there's 3 LEDs in there, and those all light up at night, and that looks really good as well there. You really can't see it at this time of day, unfortunately, but does look really great at night, and I can't really get photos of those at night, unfortunately, to show how much they glow either, because angel eyes don't really frame in photos at night, unfortunately, so what are you gonna do? But yeah, and these are my taillights. You also really can't see these in the day when they're at low beam. But as you can see, it's like a billion little LED lights here. Obviously not a billion, exaggeration, but a whole bunch of tiny little LEDs, which I think looks really cool, and it glows this whole surrounding at night. Again, if you check my channel, it glows bright black if you check my Instagram, or bright red, sorry, if you check my Instagram, so it looks really cool. It's this huge glowing red object at night. And you can kind of see 2 of my reverse lights are LEDs in the center there, and the light bounces around the housing here and reflects a bunch. It looks really cool as well. I'll throw my hazards on so you guys can see the lights at a bit more of a brightness on the back. So this is what they look like a little brighter. You can see them flashing now. This is a little bit more frame of reference of what they look like at night. Just imagine that whole space filling up bright red, and that's kind of what they look like at night. Really cool looking, giant improvement over the original lights. I would 100% recommend them. The headlights are a little expensive, but these taillights were only $100 in the States. Really cheap. I mean, yeah, people say you can get them at junkyards cheaper, but they all look like crap. You really can only find these lights brand new. Almost no one puts them on their cars, and they look incredible. I've had no sealing problems. They've been totally good reliability-wise. Just needed some resistor wiring done to it, and a little bit harder to install the taillights, but the look is 100% worth it. Huge improvement. Same with the headlights. I really like the look of them. Definitely recommend them. Sorry, I'm talking kind of quick and getting myself a little winded almost. Put this sticker down, and moving on to the next topic, speaking of sticker, is very dirty back window, is my sticker. So we'll go over quickly here. This is my performance side stickers. Unfortunately, only 2 parts right now, and this is my funny side stickers. So I'm trying to keep a relatively minimal approach with stickers, so that's why I only have the 6. I'm even tried to get cut down lower than that, in all honesty. I really don't love decking stuff with stickers. I've got the Sparko one for my shifter and my floor mats. That's all I have, that's Sparko, unfortunately, so it's a little ricey to have that logo, but whatever. I really like the look of it, so, and I have Sparko parts, so I'm putting it there. And the MagnaFlow one is for my exhaust, which I'll show you guys in a second. I guess I can show you the tip now. It's a MagnaFlow catback exhaust, and this is a, like I said, catback, so it comes right off my second cat, and it's intermittent pipe to a MagnaFlow muffler that fits and is the exact size of the factory muffler from this car into the rear. And the rear muffler is just not there. This system is a total rear muffler delete, so it's just the one muffler after your intermittent pipe into this tip. And this is an increase from 2 to 2.5 inch piping, and then the muffler is the same, like I said, rear muffler delete as well to let more sound in. And this is a 3.5 inch widening tip with a 4.5 inch exit. So it's the interior of this tip is 3.5 inches, but if you actually look, it gets even wider as it gets to the very, very end and goes to 4.5. Which was 1.5 all the way back originally with a muffler sitting right in front of it, so it's much, much louder than it used to be. I should get some exhaust videos up hopefully before winter crawls around, but here's hoping that that kind of works out. But yeah, those huge improvement again as well. Would totally recommend this one. This was really expensive. This exhaust was almost $700 after taxes, but I still honestly think it's totally worth it. You can get it a bit cheaper if you live in America too. I think it's 100% worth it. Looks pretty good. Actually looks a little more factory than my old one, just because the old chrome tip hung out so far with the appearance pack. I 100% would recommend that part as well. You can also actually see here, I forgot to mention, my plate lights are also blue LEDs, so they look bright blue at night, which is pretty cool looking. But on to my other stickers here. I've got one that shows a drag strip and then a kind of time attack type course, fast car versus fast driver. Kind of just showcasing people brag how quick they are because their car runs a good quarter time. That's not all the driving's about, even though quartering mile times do actually require skill. It's more of a general rule. I really love this one personally. The sticker I put on any sticker I have, any theft system. It's a diagram of my 5-speed manual, and then that's obviously a joke that people can't drive sticks, so they can't steal my car. I always think that's pretty funny to have. And then 2 Fast and Furious references here. This is from the end of Furious 7. if you guys have watched the movie. Hits you right in the feels if you really like that franchise, and very relevant. And then No One Likes the Tuna Here, which is from, again, Fast and Furious, is from the first movie. Both jokes within that movie. Very clever, very good references to Fast and Furious if you like that franchise. Now let's turn this stuff off and we'll get the lights shut off. I think one more feature here to show. Get the windows back down just so I can get some airflow into the car again. So yeah, that exhaust, like I said, and that's really the only performance stuff I have done is the exhaust, like I'd said. And I have ordered an intake, a Steeda racing intake, which I think I've mentioned before on the channel. But yeah, I ordered that. That's still on its way. Ordered it a month ago, and they still haven't shipped it, so they're pretty ineffective at getting their product out, unfortunately. But I think I've said before on this channel, it's mostly focused on doing like aesthetic things and such. I'm not looking at performance mods really in this car. So yeah, that's kind of just is what it is. As well here on the back, and I'm now trying to find it because I remember I found it when I was looking at my car. Doing something. I unfortunately have the beginnings of a rust somewhere on here. Know there's a paint bubble, but I don't know where, which I guess is a good thing that I can't easily find it. It's obvious. There it is. Right here. The paint's starting to bubble. Right there. It's really crappy. The second that bubble starts to come off and the rust spots kind of start coming, I'm going to be throwing some rust proof on that like crazy because I refuse to let this car rust. That's just kind of my thing, is I hate owning cars that are rusting. I don't like the look of it. It just really bugs me, and I want to run this car for years to come. So especially if I continue with the parts I'm looking at getting for it. So yeah, like I said, definitely got to get that fixed up. But you know, for now it's okay. And this is my other mod here. Again, going with, this is a huge thing for audiophiles, of course, is the subwoofer setup, and as well a teenager special. Every teenager needs to put subs in their car, it seems to be. Whether or not they're a car guy, they need subs in their car. So I am running two 10-inch 1,000 watt pile subs with a 2,000 watt pile amplifier. So obviously 1,000 plus 1,000 equals 2,000, so 2,000 watt amplifier running through a 5 farad capacitor, which really isn't that necessary, but it's just my battery isn't overly strong, and it's just to make sure I get a really equal drain off my battery. That's basically the point of capacitors, to store energy to evenly transfer it to the amp, so the amp doesn't siphon your energy out of your battery too bad. So yeah, but yeah, it's a 2-channel MOSFET amplifier. I'm not great with electrical work, so there's benefits to having more channels, but I can't remember off the top of my head in all honesty which. But yeah, these subs kick really well, really good for the money. I'd say they're only like, I think about 40 bucks a piece. 50 is like the highest you'll get them retail for. Same with the amp, it was like 100 bucks. As I was saying, yeah, good for the money. Sorry, video recording stopped randomly there on me. But good for the money, like 70, 60 bucks, something like that for the capacitor. 100 bucks for the amp, like 40 bucks each for the subs. Good, solid box too. I paid 90 bucks for the box. All in all, pretty good deal. Takes up a pretty decent bit of trunk space, but as you can see, I still have this channel here in the middle available. I don't really have much I carry with me, so not much I really bother to put in there. And then still have this front space if I need to use it. And it's fairly easy to remove this whole application. Really, I just got to unscrew the ground from my capacitor, and then really just remove that thick blue wire that's running at the front of my capacitor. And other than that, I can basically remove that entire box out of here. So it's a fairly simple removal process to get that whole enclosure out. Like when I moved, for example, I ripped that entire system out of my car just for movement of stuff between our houses fairly easily. So it's all in all, it's a fairly simple process. I do need to work on the wiring, as you can see with my interior here. That's my sub wires all hanging loose because I was screwing with the electrical wiring and it's all kind of fallen apart lately. So I do definitely need to work on and improve my wiring here. But it's a really good quality system too. I actually have my stock speakers still. The difference here that happened with them though is these stock speakers are actually really good if you turn the bass off completely on them and they're just running treble. They actually sound really solid, so I've decided to keep them. I just have the bass shut off and is running entirely through the trunk into the subs, so it equates for a pretty solid sound in my opinion. But we'll throw in some songs for frame of reference here. And subs are always a hard thing to pick up through mic, so I don't know how great this is going to sound for you guys. good system, kicks really good bass out, really strong. Always have loved subs, but and they're not running at full capacity right now at all, so. You can totally feel that from outside the car too. It kicks really strong. You stand anywhere near the back of the car, you can feel it from a good couple feet away. So it's actually a pretty nice system, in all honesty. Especially once I got the wiring optimized by an electrical guy here. Also does create major rattle though, unfortunately. Mostly on this wiper here, as you can see if you'll get it from the side. Let's see it moving a little bit. I don't know how much it shows on camera, but it moves a lot when the bass is going. What are you gonna do? Your career just isn't fair. I'm a venereal disease, like a menstrual bleed. But yeah, so that's my subs. Really good quality, really like them. Vibrates the heck out of my car, but that's an economy car thing too a little bit. And they're routed through as well. A double din, not mounted great. Don't buy this for a Ford Focus in all honesty. They claim that the mounting fits perfectly with the car. It doesn't. That was a bit of a BS thing when I sold it. But I also have a USB charger here running through where I used to have my cigarette lighter. I have the lighter port in here still. I just removed the cigarette lighter because I didn't use it anyways for a USB charger from this running out of this deck. I also have this clip pulled out because I unfortunately snapped the clip back here, so it vibrates, so that's why I have that loosened at the moment. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't vibrate when I drive, so it's better. But yeah, so this Kenwood Double Din DDX 371 is the type of deck, and the deck itself I would totally recommend. It plays DVDs, which is pretty sweet. Got a whole bunch of modes here. You got you can completely customize this, customize your background. Here's all the apps. It's got Pandora, Sirius if you buy an adapter, USB like I said here. I can also run music through this USB, radio tuner, disc. It's got satellite radio on it, everything. You got inputs in the back if you want to run like a game console or something via the old school AV jacks. Your Bluetooth, your telephone. I've got a mic down here too. Don't know how well that shows on camera, but right here I can make calls and talk to people on driving, so that's pretty nice. A little bit more of a modern amenity. But yeah, definitely a great system. I recommend it in general. It just doesn't fit my car, so that's unfortunate, but it sits there. It just, doesn't fit correct. So currently 111,411 kilometers, so 111,411 is my current mileage on the car. And we'll turn it over here, take a quick frame reference for the exhaust. I don't have, like I said, don't have a mount, so I don't have a way to actually show you guys my full exhaust, like a video of the rear end clip, but like I said, an exhaust video should go up at some point at least. But here's it idling. Don't know how well it shines through. It's a good bit loud idling if you know my old exhaust used to idle like, and I'll give you guys a quick interior cam exhaust shot here to see what it sounds like. This is with my window down here. Sometimes it'll backfire quite a bit too if it's a little cold, so you can hear it a bit backfiring from me at least. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there it backfired a whole bunch, so yeah, that's the, but that's only 5,500, so it gets pretty loud. I don't want to do a huge exhaust video because I am on, it's not private property, but it's a business, so I don't want to be, so I don't want to be too loud. But yeah, really good system, great quality, so much louder and so much better sounding than the original system I had on the car. Definitely recommend it for Ford owners. Best $600 I've probably ever spent. 100% recommend it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Just want to give you guys an update with the car, sets all the parts on it, so the deck, the audio, the window tint, the light, headlights, taillights, a bunch of lighting stuff, rims, the exhaust, intake coming soon hopefully, some other parts maybe in the future I'll discuss on my vlog, so check for my vlog next week, around like October 20, low 20s or so it should be coming out, probably Tuesday or so that'll come up, and check for that vlog though, and I should have an update with that as well as a new job I'm looking at doing, so I'll probably talk about that a bit, but check for my vlog updates about that, and yeah, that's about it, but thanks for tuning in to Uncle Ben's Cars and Games. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at zoom_till_death, ZOOM_TILL_DEATH, sorry, DEATH. My bad, guys. A little bit of a flub there. But yeah, stay tuned on my channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more updates and things like that, and ask me questions if you ever want to do that. Thanks, guys, and we'll catch you later.